When Otis was 1, he was my tiniest teacher, and the lesson of that year kind of hit me one day with urgency and almost panic. This is the pineapple accident. I love pineapple, and I craved it really often when I was pregnant with him and also with Coretta. I thought about it first thing almost every morning when he was growing inside my belly, and I preferred that it was cut up into small pieces and very ripe and fresh. And I assumed that Otis would love it too, given that my interest in it accelerated tremendously when he was sharing my body. And one day, I gave him his first taste of pineapple, and it was very soon after he'd had any other food other than milk. And I remember this day like it was an etching. I was standing by the stove in our last house, and he was below me, very chubby and soft on the wood floor, and he was not yet walking. And I remember what he had on. He had on a white cotton onesie that kind of showed off his plump little rolls that I loved so much. I'd always wanted a fat baby, and he was so round, like a little butterball, just as I had hoped. And I was so tired, y'all. I was so tired, and I was so happy. I was both. I had been exhausted from lack of sleep and was still kind of adjusting to taking care of another small person. And I had slid away unconsciously from anchoring into self-care and luxuries like yoga and deep breaths. And almost as soon as I leaned down and gave him a piece of pineapple, I clicked my head away from him to check my Facebook feed. Probably 30 seconds of empty scrolling went by, and I looked back at him, and his eyes were glowing, and this sweet yellow juice was running down his chin and the front of his body. He was so happy, sitting there completely wrapped in this like sticky moment, and his eyes were bluer than I had ever seen against the white of his onesie and this yellow fruit. And I almost missed his first pineapple. I was in this cycle of filling and distracting and scrolling, and I think I was doing this to curb my own exhaustion. I was so full with him, but I was also so depleted at the same time, and my phone sometimes made me feel less alone and more affirmed, just like junk food can, and I almost missed the whole thing. And I felt instant shame and regret flood my whole system, and an immediate response of wanting to restore to this practice of attendance. I think different days require different kinds of attendance, different kinds of presence. And, gosh, I think what I hope is never to opt out.